This is the Millerntor Stadium in the heart of Hamburg. This old and somewhat dilapidated ground is home to FC St Pauli. The club play their football in the 3rd Division North. The average spectator attendance for this league is under 2,000 per game. But here at the Millerntor, things are a little different. Every home match is a 15,000 sellout, and the atmosphere is electrifying. As fans party on the terracing, the feeling is more akin to a big rave, and supporters often stay on for the fun long after the final whistle is blown. St Pauli's fan appeal is something other clubs can only dream of.
St Pauli is more than just football, it's everything around it. There's the connection with the neighbourhood, the political activities. It's not just spending 90 minutes in the stadium and then going home afterwards, it's your whole life. You can keep busy the whole week, busy doing St Pauli stuff, and a lot of people do.
As the season comes to an end, St Pauli is still in with a chance of being promoted to the 2nd Bundesliga. If they are, there's no doubt that their fans will have played a huge role in achieving this. To get to the bottom of this adoration, we spoke to Butcher Rosenfeld, a former St Pauli player and now a local journalist.
A lot of people in the city have an interest in St Pauli. It's a very unusual club, and there are many reasons for that.
St
Pauli is a working-class club. They're the underdog. And I think in a society that is becoming more harsh, people look for an oasis where things might not be perfect, but where people feel comfortable. Somewhere where they can be human and they can find something they can identify with.
The club is intrinsically linked with the neighbourhood of St Pauli, a working-class area in the heart of the city. Shaped by the harbour, the majority of St Paulianers worked in the docks. The dynamics of the neighbourhood are constantly changing. Once rather rough, yet with plenty of cheap flats, it's becoming more and more fashionable to live in St Pauli. Today, the neighbourhood is home to people from all walks of life.
Sometime in the late 60s, the first immigrants arrived in the neighbourhood. And later students came as well, and it created a colourful mix of people. And you can kind of find this mix here at the club. It's multicultural, people from all different backgrounds, and it makes it very attractive. You can find a great mix of people in the stands, and I think that's quite pleasant.
Und das ist auch sehr angenehm, finde ich.
In the 1980s, the Hafenstrasse area of St Pauli was up for redevelopment. In a massive protest, the buildings were occupied by students, intellectuals, radicals, and punks. The punks introduced the skull and crossbones flag. Originally symbolizing solidarity in the fight against the capitalist establishment, it's become the club's unofficial symbol. It was around this time that St Pauli fans started to bring football and politics together.
Back then, I think, is when this image of St Pauli was created. With the occupation of the Hafenstrasse and the stream of spectators that came to the games, a completely different image of football was portrayed. It was a time when many clubs had trouble with hooligans, riots and disturbances. A time when right-wing organizations tried to infiltrate fan bases and shift the political balance to the right. But thankfully, they didn't succeed. And I believe St Pauli fans contributed quite significantly to stop this from happening.
Traditionally a conservative club, St Pauli embraced the political views of its fans as attendances grew tenfold between the early 80s and late 90s. The club has spent most of the last 30 years in Germany's 2nd division, with a few periods in the top flight alongside the city's far more successful club SV Hamburg. Notwithstanding the lack of trophies, the support has been constant, something appreciated by the players, like current midfielder Timo Schulz.
Some of the fans we know personally. As a player, you look for that contact. Apart from that, our fans are pretty easygoing, and they tend to forgive us our defeats. They help us with their sheer presence, with their vocal support and the whole hype surrounding this club. They make up the 15,000 who are here every game, and afterwards many go to the Kiez, the Red Mile, to have a night out on the town. When we play at home especially, we hope that we're the reason for a good party.
Hamburg's red light district is just yards from the Millerntor Stadium. Here, anything goes, as long as you have the money. Also known as the Kiez, it's the place where the Beatles say they grew up. The man who owns two of the biggest theatres on the Sinful Mile is currently president of FC St Pauli.
We can only change things if we play attractive football. So, when the stadium is updated, we will nevertheless keep the identity of the club. We'll keep this unique atmosphere here in St Pauli.
But the club is hardly a marketing man's dream and has traditionally struggled financially. Struggles on and off the pitch are what the fans are used to. The club symbolises the underdog. But while football and politics now go hand in hand here, the fans also come to watch good football. And this summer we'll see a major change, the building of a new stadium. This offers up a dilemma. Supporters would like to see the club back in the Bundesliga with a modern ground, but their last promotion almost bankrupted them. Many fans don't want success at any price.
The majority is not happy with the situation in the third division. Most agree that we need to win promotion, but we have to uphold our ideals. We stand shoulder to shoulder with other fans nationwide who are fighting against the increasing commercialism and financial exploitation of our clubs. We support standing areas in stadiums. We want the less well-off people to be able to go to matches and not be put off by expensive tickets, as has happened in England.
In an era when money increasingly dominates the professional game, FC St Pauli is a rare thing. A football team where the bond between club, player and fan hasn't been completely sacrificed in order to achieve profit and on-field success.